there, and we should be good. Pardon? Okay, I, we've we've started. We have 6 people. That's better than no 5 people. We're losing people by the second. Where did I? Here it is. Okay, when I asked people to ask you questions, I got 5 Gangsta SpongeBob reactions and 4 Sponge triggered. So that's, I guess that's what we're going with. The first question comes in from Demon, and he asks, "How did you force me to give you an interview? How'd you do it?" You, you just kept on pinging. That's fine. It gets my attention. And I definitely need to make more of these because it's been like 3 months since the last one. So, so it has been a while. What is the next question? Next question comes in from Doom Whisper. They say, "What is your favorite monster, and for what reason?" Yeah, I remember when he first got revealed. That was a little. That was crazy. Uh, I don't. I stopped paying attention to the sagas. I'd read them the first time around, but I don't really understand what's going on most of the time. Would you call it? Isn't there? You go. Yeah, that's the one I knew. It was from is the Baroness from the Dawn Canine saga. They by the way, could you maybe speak up a bit? You're a bit quiet. I just want people to hear you.
Sorry. Yes. Speak up a bit.
What's the next question? Orest. What's your favorite food?
Favorite fruit, probably something like buttermilk cake, fajitas, something like that. And basically, whatever you want to do. Basically, buttermilk, fajitas.
So it was what kind of cake? I didn't quite catch that.
Battenberg cake.
Is that like I don't think I've heard of that. Is that like a is that like a British thing? I don't know. Are you getting a link or something?
I'm guessing anyway.
That looks good.
It just is a Battenberg cake.
I'm a big cake enjoyer.
Actually, that's one of the only cakes I enjoy.
You don't like regular cake?
Not really.
What's wrong with it? Just don't like the taste.
Usually, Battenbergs are small regular cakes and regular cakes are kind of sticky after a while. Or eating it, and I get maybe way too much.
Uh,
Did you catch that?
somewhat. You're kind of cutting in and out, and then you're saying stuff really quickly, so it's hard to catch what exactly you're saying because you're
Uh,
maybe you're just British. I don't
sorry.
know.
Yes, I speak especially sometimes. Yeah. Battenberg is usually smaller than regular cake, and regular cake gets sticky after a while. So, and I just eat these lots. So usually I eat too much regular cake.
Uh,
That's mainly.
we've been on cake for a bit, so Steiny asks, why Slugazoid? I know you when Slugazoid first came out. This was over a year ago, I think. You really, 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 really liked him.
Yes,
Why
I
was
like
that?
Cephaloid mainly for the gauntlet, and it's because of its uh, extreme capability of taking out the gauntlet. That's the reason it was great for free-to-play players to grab Stardust. If you had to good relic to pair with it, because you could pick out enemy stamina, because it was the fastest denier at the time, and then I think that got overtaken by Lindworm shortly afterwards. But it was the fastest denier for a long time. I got it to rank 3, and then eventually I started ranking up Lindworm, and then I took a break for Hearthstone, mainly due to how much I was spending and how little enjoyment I got out of it after season 4. I think it was season 4. And also the fact that they introduced the pay to win team thing. Mainly the Wolfpack and Onyx.
I remember the wolf pack. Those are really cool monsters. Uh, melted Mr. Hot Dog. I don't know why he's melted. You go. You go.
What you were kind of breaking up that. What did you say?
Oh, I was just gonna ask you another question.
Yes, I couldn't quite hear that. What were you saying?
I was just gonna ask you. Where's the question? Uh, Melted Mr. Hot Dog. I don't know why he's melted. He asks, "What's your favorite Metro monster so far?"
Favorite favorite Metro monster has to be Cigarette and Force, unfortunately, even though I'm likely not going to be getting it.
You don't have the money. You don't got the dollars
I do have the money. I do have
or
the money. It's
pounds.
just I don't wish to spend it on it. I'll eventually get it on a 12 event, but I don't feel like it's worth investing in currently. The
Uh,
best attacker, but the way the meta is performing right now, everything is power creeping way too fast for it to be a sustainable purchase. It will be unusable in a few weeks.
Tuna, Lonely Tuna. He asks, "What is your favorite era?" I would categorize eras from like,
Favorite era?
yeah, yeah.
Favorite era has to be Metro era, mainly because here's my summary of all the eras. Mythic, OG Mythic, that was a complete mistake. SP didn't balance it correctly, and it caused Legendary to still be very prominent. Then we've got Cosmic. Cosmic was a very good era. It started with a Pierce monster which took out the Legendary meta. Mostly, it was still slightly viable. And then we had all the great free-to-play ones such as Lindworm, um, Kodama, Rotten, and then towards the end, even the Golden Legend Pass monsters were free. However, it became very bland after a few months of doing the same thing. The gauntlet taking too long, despite taking no resources apart from gems, and um, the constant events repeating, it took a toll on lots of the community. The corrupted era, it scaled back the resources, but um, added a brand new event which the community really liked, from my understanding, and I really like it. Um, and also added the era sagas. And then the Metro era, they balanced it so that you can't cheese a monster to rank 5 such as Spec, which I think is fair, made resources much more abundant. So, yeah, Metro is my favorite by far.
But as the Metro era will go on and monsters will get better and better, do you think that it'll still be your favorite era when it's over, or do you think that
I think I think it's going to be my favorite era, but I don't want it to become repetitive. I think the beasts need to be in PvP as well, or else Corrupted are going to continue to dominate throughout season two. Um, Corrupteds are still dominating, which is my main issue with the era currently. However, as time goes on and everything progresses, as said, I think it'll be a very balanced era eventually. I think Corrupted and the good Metros are on par for now. Um, but yeah, everything needs to change soon, or else it'll become stale such cosmic until towards the end. So a reverse cosmic thing.
uh I think someone asked at some point, where was it? Um Slayer, he asked, "What do you prefer, cake or pie?"
I'd say about equal.
Okay, well, we already know what's your favorite cake, but what's your favorite pie? There's a good question.
I don't know where I haven't had much try, but I know that I like it. I don't know any names though. That's the problem. So yeah, I'll just say that I like both about the same. There's sorts of different takes, but usually they are 60 after all five. So I can withstand five longer. I suppose some takes take better. That's why it's on that opinion. That's why I'm going to say.
Uh, Zaki, he asks, what got you into playing Monster Legends? Like, what really got you to download the game for the
I
first time?
I believe I believe it was a combination of my brother and popular MMOs playing it, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yo, popular MMOs, he was like the best. Did you know that him and his wife divorced? Jen, did you know that?
Yes,
That was sad.
I did.
I checked in on their channel one
Oh
day, and I saw like this video. It's like, we have to talk or something like that, and it made me sad.
yeah, um he's gone downhill unfortunately. Um, yeah, a lot of things seem to have gone wrong in his life. He's got multiple health problems, COVID, etc. in the past year. It's not gonna past 2 years. It's not been great for him, unfortunately. Hopefully, it gets better for him.
He got remarried. What? Sweaty just told me he got remarried, but it won't. Don't. It won't replace
I don't.
the the
I don't think
Pat Jen.
he got remarried, but I think he's in another relationship. Uh, I remember he got into an abusive relationship after being with Jen, and then I think he's in an okay relationship right now. That's why I remember last time I checked up on his channel. Although I haven't really touched YouTube that much in the past couple months. And dead.
Sweaty. Wait, no, that's not Sweaty. That's Slayer. Slayer asks, "What's your favorite non-mobile game?"
Terraria.
And what got you into playing Terraria then?
Again, my brother, which was just me playing it when I had an opportunity when he got it.
So wait, do you play it like on? I know it's on phones. So do you play it on your phone or do you play it on like?
No, I I play it on my PC.
I wish I had a PC. I'm stuck with this Chromebook. Uh,
I I'm I have a decent PC somehow. I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
you just have it. I remember when
Yeah.
I used to play Terraria, and what I'd do is that on mobile, I found this app where like you could use a VPN to join other people's lobbies from like across the world, and I would just beg for uh for stuff, and then I just had the best stuff, and I'd put them in my actual world that I played in. Uh so I basically just cheated.
Why would you? What? Yes, that. What? Why cheat when that is the whole thing?
Why cheat? Because I
Take the
can.
enjoyment. You take the enjoyment out of it
I tried playing on Xbox because it's
without.
it's on Game Pass, so I get it. Well, not really for free, but I just have it, and the controls were really bad. It was really hard to place things. I mean, I don't think it's really meant
Yes,
for
you
controller.
can do smart cursor and stuff. That's what you need. but it does take a while, so if you don't have patience, then I see why it might be issues.
I have no patience, so I guess that makes sense. A couple people asked. I think Lord Phantom really wanted to know where'd your username come from?
Check your keyboard. That's just what I will
Yes.
say.
So did you just put in 5432 and then went down and then just went across? Is that all?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a pretty funny name to. That's a pretty funny way to get a username, but I guess it worked.
The name was thought up years and years ago, so if I remember correctly, it was from like Mossy or something like that site shut down long ago now, I think.
Goomeister, he wants to know, do you like soup?
I like soup, yeah, I guess.
I don't know why I asked you that. I guess we got an answer though.
True, yeah.
My God, all of these are just asking, do you like certain foods?
Why does everyone want
I
to
don't
know
know,
preference in food?
because no one comes up with creative questions. One person asks, "What's your favorite food?" and then it just spirals. I'm not. God, these suck. I should have moderated these more, or I probably should have come up with my own actually. Um. Okay. So Lord Phantom asked a pretty personal question. Uh, I'll ping you in interview chat, and you can answer it if you want. You are not forced to. So if you could just look at that.
I'm just going to say that I was extremely horny. That's all I'll say about it.
That's a pretty funny answer. Uh,
Yeah. But it was recently. Uh, a few months ago.
what? Slayer. He has Smite Chi or Absolute Zero Chi. Which one do you think works more efficiently?
In current PvP, I would say uh, Absolute Zero Chi.
Do you have like a reasoning to believe
Uh,
that is that?
it's mainly due to things out. Opponent Absolute Zero Chi's outspeeding, as that would pretty much cut you over.
Where are you? Well, actually, wait. What's your PvP team right now? Like, what's your attack and defense?
My attack and defense, I don't.
Oh, oh,
Come on, Daddy.
oh. I don't know what that was. Hopefully he comes back soon. I'll just use this moment to tell you guys that I'm sorry I haven't done one of these in a while. Uh, I've gotten busy, and I'm also very lazy. That doesn't help. So, sorry about that. But hopefully she comes back soon, and we can continue. We've been going for a bit. We haven't been going for too long, but 45 minutes. Actually, more like a half hour. Um, I'm not going. This podcast does not have a sponsor. We are not sponsored by anyone. We're not big enough for that. Maybe one day.
I'm back.
Oh,
Sorry. Uh,
that's good.
I'm not a person right now.
That's fine.
So my TV event is Lord. My PP offense is Lord of both Ollie and malaria, which I'm probably going to switch out for Frost whenever I get on. And my PP defense is the perfect one-limbed worm because I don't really care right now. And I am currently 13,000th place because I don't care about it.
No, oh my god. Yeah, these Slayer asks Secret and Fort buff opinions because I think he got buffed. I can't remember if that was
Yeah,
from a leak or something.
I'm not sure if he needed the buff, but he's now the best attacker in the game. He is the best attacker in the game.
What did they buff again? I can't remember.
Increased damage on the for 65 to 75. They gave damage to the AoE, and then they gave a zero cooldown. Zero cooldown skill.
Those are pretty big buffs, especially for. Weren't they already pretty good? They were already pretty good. Like
Yes,
I don't
so now we have a new highest of 75, which nearly beats the highest corrupted. Also, its traits are amazing, so it's definitely a meta monster. Apart from the fact that it has no UA,
that is
it
true.
is almost perfect.
I think
the no UA thing is going to hurt a lot for a while.
Well,
until they add something like a pierce talent.
Yeah, because until they do that, we're not gonna be seeing. At least I think until they add. I know face shield is pretty busted. It's gonna be a while until metros fully dominate the meta. At least that's what I think.
Yes. I think the more obscure talents that are added, the more that we will see them become meta. If they wanted any attack to be meta right now, they could just buff Shiv to make the 75, no, what, the 30 to 90,000 do that to all enemies if it's on AoE, so they bypass the mega taunts, such as what Unrelenting Assault did. That would make a lot of attackers more meta capable already, because it's got 3 uses with 90k, it would easily decimate eventually. With 2 uses, it could likely kill everything. Like bypass it, stuff like Tangalife.
I think ambiguous. Ambiguous wants to. You go.
Already, but because hidden shift isn't buffed, they aren't met.
Yeah. Ambiguous. He wants to know what's your thoughts on collab monsters, monsters that aren't original, monsters that designs were taken from somewhere else. Do you like him? Do you hate him? Do you not care?
Collab monsters such as Mr. Beast, Jacksepticeye, etc. They're really cool in my opinion, and they're something the game needs currently because of the pandemic, or just social points greed. I don't know, but yeah, collab monsters are cool. For the most part, Reem isn't that great, but he makes money, so I guess you can't be stopped using it.
lot of questions asking why you are British. I'm not asking you that. Slayer,
I am British, but I was born in Britain. That is the simple answer.
I can't believe you answered that. Slayer, he asks, what do you think is more game breaking, UA or phase shields?
Was more game breaking. It's really hard to tell, to be honest. Face Shield has a big flaw that UA doesn't, which is the fact that the positive effect can be removed, and also if it's attacked whilst still under the required health, then the heal will activate again, which will use one of the charges for the evasion. So UA is slightly better for attackers, and Face Shield is better for everything else. But overall, I think UA is the better talent currently.
Blue Beanie wants to know, are you sus? Do you like Among Us?
I am not suspicious now, but I do like Among Us.
When's the last time you played it? It's been months since I've played.
Same, I just haven't had time and patience to deal with others.
No more Among Us. Here's a question that I wanted to know. How did you meet your girlfriend? Oh,
I have said that in chat, which was Twitter, and then eventually I joined her Discord, and then I guess we both have mutual feelings for each other.
how did you meet someone on Twitter? Like, how did you do that? Because I don't know how you'd meet someone on
Because
Twitter.
long distance relationships, that's how.
What was the first interaction you had with her?
I can't remember because her first account got uh, suspended due to. Uh, I'm not going to say a reason. It's too personal.
All right.
It wasn't anything too bad, but it's mainly a dumb Twitter thing.
Yeah, Twitter has a lot of that. I would know. I use it. I use it way too much. Um, do you
Yeah.
s- do you speak any other languages?
Other languages? No, I do not know any other language. The closest I got was more understanding on French, and I then just dropped it whenever I could because I don't like learning languages. I'd learn one if I had to, but I don't have to, basically.
Do you know how to play any instruments? I'm just kind of going through just whatever questions I can think of.
No, not really. I could learn, but not right now.
Not right now. Too busy playing Monster Legends.
Uh, yes, from time to time I do. A few hours a day, usually.
What would you, if you could only play Monster Legends or Terraria for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
This is a controversial one, but I would say Monster Legends because Monster Legends has a future than Terraria. Because already after um, 1.4 release, there has been a sharp decline in content. Um, for some reason, it was meant to expand, but because of how long team mod loaders came, taking to update, it has just declined as the amount of mods and stuff keeps on falling, being developed on because of all the dramas that the community has currently uh, succumbed to. For instance, mods such as Ultramanium, I believe, and also what was it? It was I can't remember. It was one where there was someone with like multiple personality disorder, or they groomed someone else or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was another drama. There's only there's a long way for mod settings though to go because it'll likely get updated as long as it brings in a profit. Whilst Terraria has already been confirmed to not be getting more updates, and the dev team are actually doing other stuff now. So yeah, mod settings I go with because although it may not be as fun as Terraria can be at sometimes, it will have constant support likely until the day I die and further, because this is just the type of game that Monster Sciences is always going to be generating income because of how the foundations work for it.
So you mentioned that you think Monster Legends uh, will never die. So do you really think that Monster Legends will, like, how long do you think Monster Legends has before people stop playing and player numbers drop?
Um, Numbers might drop eventually, but I think currently, with the way it's going, I think we've got at least they're going to eventually add a new rarity, probably a in a couple of eras, maybe just next era. I don't know yet. Um, then we've also got um, after this rarity, we've got another rarity format, and then we need to work out what we're doing with the next rarity format after that. It's going to be a continually differentiating cycle for probably at least 100 years, I'd say.
That is a very long time. I could see that, but I
Yeah,
guess they'd have to change the game a lot and a
they
lot, a
do
lot.
change the game a lot from things like from I almost argue that Forsakens were the beginning of the Mythic era almost because of how Forsakens worked at the time. They were pretty much Mythics, but without all the cell count and stat explodes and stuff. And then the Mythic format from Forsakens hasn't changed much at all. It's always been new Legend Pass with race, two mazes, and a Tales and uh, some and quest breed. No, not no. Tales for right. Tales basically. And the quest breed in between maze race and then bounty hunt now replacing one of those mazes. It's the same cycle over and over again. That's how it's been for a while. And then I think they're going to continue to do stuff like that until the end of the Mythic era, and then they're going to completely change the era, how every era works. So there'll be a different cycle of events. It will be a different um, formula for how Legend Pass will likely work. There'll be different everything from the next rarity. There'll also be habitats and stuff as well. So yeah, uh, it'll continually change, and that's how people are.
Um, here's another question I just thought of. What's your favorite Monster Legends like event to do? Like races,
Bounty hunt.
tails, bounty hunt?
Bounty hunt has to be the best one because it's competitive while also working together, and it's also extremely balanced and rewarding. Currently, if you play it well, you can get a few hundred gems, rank 2 or 3 monster, etc. Also, it's the only one where you can't easily be pay to win because it's like I think it was like over 1,000 for the rank 5 free to play bounty hunt monster.
So you just answered what's your favorite, but what's your least favorite?
Least favorite. Uh, that's hard. Probably one of the probably the mini mazes, such as the current. So there is a current one, right? Yeah. Which one is that one? There is no current one.
So
Whatever
specifically,
was yesterday. The ones like whatever was yesterday. I think it was, or what wasn't released. The Choose Your Path Explorer all of chimney owners. But those are the worst events, usually because it's like rank for owners or stay up all night for the original monster for 2 nights just to get it at rank 0. So it's not a great event because like even with mazes you can just spend I think it's like 3 collections or something every day.
so
Then you can get the so that's pretty much it's 8 hours versus 20 hours or something. No, 16 hours. So pretty much doubling the time. It might be 20 hours. I can't remember.
so specifically, not regular mazes, but like the mini ones that they come out with like older monsters.
Yes, those are the worst in my opinion. They need to rewrite them severely, or maybe like you can pay cells of other monsters to get further with this path. You can pay resources to get further with this path, or something. You can pay gold even, like maybe a special event where you can pay a ton of gold to get a old mythic monster, or pay a ton of food or something like that. Something like one of the current challenges, the gross or something for old mythics. That's why I think should place them into the off because currently they aren't easy free to play at all to the point where I don't bother with them, and the uh, the reward drop off basically. So you can spend like the first 8 hours doing collection of them, and you probably get not much further because of the cost increase and the low sell increase anyhow for the pay part, which at some point you'd have to turn to the rank 2 stuff, which isn't possible, of course, unless you stay up pretty late, I think.
All
Well,
right.
I don't even know if that's possible anymore. Game Master, I haven't played it so long because it's never been beneficial for how I run them.
So we've been going on for about 45 minutes ish. So we're gonna wrap this one up soon. Maybe
Okay,
like a couple more questions. Is there any?
right.
I'm trying to think. If there's any questions that you wanted people to ask.
Okay.
Is there anything you wanna? Anything specific you want to talk about?
No, currently not.
A lot of people are here. A lot of people just arrived. I don't. I guess they got the. I guess the word got around that you had an interview. It's actually 12 people. I think this is the most amount of people that's been here in a VC. Uh,
I suppose if anyone has any questions, they could ask it.
yeah, these are like
Because
last minute questions. Uh,
demo question. Yeah. That would have succeeded. I had the resources to make it succeed, but I just lost interest.
is that Project Hypernova?
And also, yeah, I had a plan to make a racing team pretty much self-sufficient, or uh, which I had the resources to do, but I just lost interest because I could easily do multiple tasks on alts because I had a way to do so. So I just needed to pump that out constantly, but I just lost interest in the end.
Uh,
Thunderbug, the Spectra was never overrated. It was overpowered until the end of the era because of how much support Social Point gave it. However, I will say that Ruchel was for a time better than Spectra, unfortunately.
did you say
And
unfortunately? Huh?
yes, unfortunately, Ruchel was better than Spectra. I have to admit that Spectra was probably my favorite monster of that season. But Ruchel was better for a small amount of time until Mojo Direct was introduced. And then there was a specific way to counter Spectra, but it's not possible anymore due to Pierce no longer going through, no longer being blocked by damage protection, and also the fact that no one uses attack Spectra anymore.
Can you
Sonic,
Oh, here you go
Sonic, I
first.
don't think ML should be any more pay to win. It's already pay to win enough, thank you.
Can you explain to everyone how? I think Slayer asked this a bit ago. How Rucha um really worked? Like, how was he so good?
Brutal, Brutal would do its AoE move to eliminate a ton of life from enemies, and then it was truly unrelenting assault, which would hit him before relics, and then that would kill the enemies, Megataunt, which, and then if you had a mouse or something, you could also do two moves, the same result almost, and then after them chaining, you then attack with another enemy, and then you'd attack with another enemy. It would do it before you had any chance to make a move because it would be running at full speed with full team speed, and then also sometimes with team life, team speed life mutants, and then speed life mutants. So yeah, there was literally no way to defeat it. With the two armors, well, also causing issues for trying to take it down because relics can't pierce and stuff, so you can't even do a full speed. Even how futile if you couldn't do full speed and do anything to it. They had 200,000 armor if you had the correct relic. And then after season three hits midway point, the first counter to draw, which was that Anacon's shield, and then shortly after that, the second counter was added, which was Mojo Drac. if you ran most Jack at full speed, there was also a way to counter Spectra as an attacker, which no one did, surprisingly. No one did that, which I'm still astonished by. Even though the math was there to back it up, no one even experiments with it.
Here's a question from Mad Max. They ask, what are your opinions on how Social Point keeps upgrading stats and making the last era less usable?
I think it's actually a necessary evil, because otherwise we would have some 4-turn denied pierce AoE fast caster by now. And then everything has one certain type of control need, E plus, and then some have control needs, there's like some fast cost trade disable or something. It would just be a complete mess. It probably wouldn't be a functional game at this point. They have to increase the stats and nerf the skills. Likely, Monster would be a game aim if they didn't.
Tuna wants to know, what's your favorite monster design-wise?
Design-wise, Sigrid and Fort.
Aren't they like a
That's
JoJo reference?
I think so, but it's just a cool monster either way.
I think that might be it. It's just a couple. I don't think there's any more questions, or at least good ones.
Who do you think the best Metro is? And I'm going to say it is currently Sigrid and Fort. However, currently Leaks, Jacksepticeye, and Emerald and Flora. Despite how bad she seems, I think both are better than Sigrid and Fort in terms of attacks and stuff. You just need to find a way to trait stable anticipation.
Here's a question from me. Would you ever want to become ranking council again?
I suppose so, eventually, after I get my hands around the new meta currently, because this meta is extremely confusing to work with currently, because of how little impact metros are making right now. There aren't many good metros, and the good metros are equivalent to corrupteds, which is unfortunate, but that is the truth. The Frost, or whatever, however it's pronounced, is the best one because it has percentage, support, etc. And yeah, with Hidden Shield, it can pretty much one-shot any next month.
I think we have time for like one more question. If anyone wants to put in last second questions, like last sections. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Do you have any pets? Do you have any pets at home?
I have one dog, yes.
What's their name?
Their name is Memphis.
Memphis. What's the breed?
Staffy.
Nice. I love dogs. I have two of them in my house. All right. I think that I think that's I think that's it. I think it's
Thanks for having me.
no problem. Sorry if everyone's pointing it out in chat. Sorry if I cut you off. I was trying to not do that. But there would be periods where you would stop talking and then start. So I was trying to I was trying to figure out when you were actually stopped talking so I could ask the next question, or if you're just taking a pause.
Yeah.
That's fine. So
So
sorry about that. I guess we both have to
yeah.
apologize.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. Thanks.
no problem. Like and
Uh,
subscribe.
I'll be on my way.